Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louda, and welcome back to Charade Maniacs. Last episode, Akase brought us basically to that place that we unlocked, which was beyond the warehouse and beyond the grasslands area, and we showed up at someone's destroyed apartment. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. It was literally abandoned for years. And as you continue going on, we walked through a wall, I'm pretty sure, and we got into a place that has these pods that were open or something like that. Not pea pods, but more those sleeper pods that aliens use in those movies and stuff. So not sure what's going on exactly, but let's just continue on. Oh gosh, I've already loaded it. Here we go. Is there something you want to talk about?
ああ、そうじゃなくて、お前とこうやって話してると落ち着くから、一緒にいられてよかったなってことだよ。
Right.
また照れてる。
But please don't tease me. What's wrong with blushing?
うん、いい。どうぞどうぞ。照れて焦ってるお前、可愛いもんな。
My face. I'm bruh. What is this? Does Akase see me as a member of his family or something? Ugh, now I'm even more embarrassed because I was so self-conscious about it. Oh. We passed through the door to the meadow and were speechless when stepping outside. The warehouse was nothing but an empty room, and outside was the depowered other world.
こっちは普通にメンテナンスされてんのか。あの区画は、第二区画は特別だってことか。
This reminds me of, what was it? Remember the amoebas coming out when we were with Shigasaki? This is, I think, the same place. It looks that way. He shifted his grip and spoke sternly.
帰ろう。大丈夫だ。夜は異世界人も少ないし、俺は最短ルート知ってるからな。
From his tone, I saw he was trying to cheer me up. I tried to keep smiling. Despite preparing for this, I was still nervous. Yes, let's go back. We nodded to each other and hurried back. I felt reassured by his tight grip on my hand. But in this inorganic wasteland, everything changed from his usual form.
なんだ。道が違う。
Oh god, they're lost. The buildings we saw looked different, so the usual landmarks we looked for weren't there. The angle didn't work, so we couldn't use the map. Because the wall surrounding us was an ellipse, it was difficult to gauge directions too. I get the feeling that it should be in this direction.
だよな。方向は合ってる。遠近感が狂ってるせいもあるかも。
The colorless world frightened me. I couldn't tell what was around me. I could only tell that Akase was holding my hand.
よし、大丈夫だ。行こう。
We ran and ran, but I still felt uneasy. Were we headed in the right direction? Did our path really lead to the lodging? I remembered running with Chigasaki back to the lodging in the middle of maintenance. See, I just mentioned that. I hadn't been as fearful then, but I could feel a sense of dread creeping up from my feet. I tried to kick it away while thinking, why aren't we back at the lodging yet? No, it's the opposite. How did we get back last time? The world that we see is so different right now. I ran in confusion, but I felt my hand getting pulled. Akase was standing still. I turned around to him, and I noticed that he was looking to his right side. Akase?
行くぞ!
He pulled my arm with force and ran again, but in the direction we were running. It was a squirming, grotesque block of something.
セナ!
Oh, picture get! However, Akase covered my eyes before I could make sense of it. The disgusting sounds echoed in my ear. Ew! Ew! Oh, I don't need... Ew. Sweat. Squish. Smash.
いい。見るな。
Akase.
聞かなくていい。目をつぶって。
Oh, look at them! Look at them! This is a cool CG. It's very action focused. Splat. Squish. Smash. Splat. Ew! What? It's talking?
行くぞ。振り返らず走るんだ。
The moment that our hands let go, I saw what was happening. The monsters were hitting each other. They were playfully attacking each other like something out of a bizarre story. That was what it looked like. What the hell? I entered my room through the window just as I'd done when I left the lodging. Akase and I both remained silent for a while. We reaffirmed our resolve and looked at each other, and Akase spoke, carefully choosing his words.
セナ、忘れろっつっても難しいと思うから。
Yeah. He suddenly smiled.
また話すか？眠れるようになるまで。それか、朝まででもいいよ。
He tried to be cheerful and kind. His smile caused my heart to burst with emotion.
あ、ごめん。結局俺、お前を泣かせて。
How is she always crying? I don't understand. It's not that. This is... I tried to wipe away the tears as fast as I could. I feel so relieved and happy. I'm surprised at how I felt calm about everything and how I wasn't afraid. It's because you were there, Akase.
え？
Oh, but I'm sure you don't want to see me cry. Sorry. I'll try to stop right away, so...
いや、いいよ。さすがにわかる。今のとこの間の涙が全然違うってことくらい。
Thank goodness. Akase sighed when he saw my teary smile.
はあ、マジで焦った。ほんと予想つかないことばかり起こるし、俺言ったこと全然守れてねえし、この上お前を怖がらせて泣かせたら本気でヒーロー失格だなって思ったわ。
But you looked so calm in the moment. You were panicking then?
そりゃな、その時は夢中だからいいけど、思い返すとほんとやばかったなって思う。風景違うから道には迷うし、夜なのになんでか異世界人はいるし。
Right.
あ、でも俺もお前がいたから怖くなかった。
Huh?
怖くなかったよ。お前を守らないとって思うと、他のことは大体どうでもよく思えた。約束しておいてよかった。お前を守るって約束が俺を強くしてくれる。お前がいるといつもより頑張れるみたいだ。ありがとな、セナ。
But that's... Tears started to flow again. He just helped me earlier, and now he was thanking me. I tried to do more so that I could learn more about Akase, but it seemed that I had helped him without even knowing. If that's true, that does make me happy. Akase saw that I was starting to cry again, so he spoke to me in the kindest voice possible.
で、今日は何の話をする？
Are you sure you want to talk? I think I can sleep well tonight.
絶対に？一人で悪夢に悩まされたりしないか？
Well, never say never, I guess.
なら話しておこうぜ。俺もその方が安心できる。
Akase seemed to enjoy this moment as he guided me to sit on the bed. He went to sit on the chair to face me as he looked for a topic to talk about.
海外リーグの話するか？
Ugh, that's so boring. He wants to talk about soccer? Soccer again?
いや、俺ネタの引き出し少なくてさ、お前の話でもいいぜ。家族の話とか、手芸の話とか。
It can be about overseas leagues. I want to talk about what you like, Akase. We never ran out of topics. It wasn't true that he had nothing to talk about. Akase would talk about anything cheerfully and make me laugh. He would make me laugh no matter what. When we sat there talking about everything, Akase and I held hands again.
もし話の途中で眠っても悪夢を見ないように。
Uh-huh, that's the reason.
その悪夢からお前を守らせてくれ。
Dang, isn't he like kind of smooth? Like what the heck? Oh, Lord, she passed the fuck out so fast. The dream I had that night, it was a happy dream. I returned to my original world to find my family and my friends. I reunited with the other cast members and we all chatted and laughed together. No one doubted each other or had to endure anything scary. It was an ordinary day. It was a dream filled with nothing but happiness. There was no space for any nightmares there. Oh. After waking up to the sunshine, I noticed the warmth in my hand. Akase. It seemed we fell asleep while talking. We were still holding hands. But this is... We were sleeping in the same bed. Oh my god. Banjo's gonna kill him! He was lying down right beside me. Akase really doesn't feel self-conscious around me. He always treats me like a little sister. I used my free hand to tap him on the head. I did it gently so it wouldn't wake him up. I wish you would be more self-conscious. Though I couldn't say it, I felt it in my heart. I'm so self-conscious compared to you. How many times can I say self-conscious? Holding hands or being alone and talking made me feel shy and embarrassed. I worried about the way Akase saw me and I wondered about it excessively. Hearing his kind words from me made me feel excited and happy. I wanted to be together with him. Even I knew how special that was. I think I've fallen for Akase. It took this long, but we're there. I managed to keep those words to myself, but my heart was overflowing with joy. Damn, okay. She sleeps in the same bed as him and she's like, I'm in love with him. Oh
好きだ
no.
という思いを信じるための口実にしてないか
Oh my god, we're finally talking to Futami! Jesus, it took so long! It literally happened like 7 episodes ago. I feel like it was even longer than that, to be honest. Futami was playing with his bangle in the living room when he said that as part of some idle chit-chat. Oh, so we didn't even bring it up! He was just there! Huh? I didn't have anything else to say because what I heard dumbfounded me.
口実にしてないかと言ったんだよ博士を信じるための
I stared at Futami because I didn't know his intent. Then he stopped touching his bangle.
好きなんだろ博士のことが
Damn, he has her, like, locked in. He's just like, I know exactly what you're going through right now. Why? Akase had been in the unopened area since the morning. However, we could now refer to it as the unlocked area. Maintenance was over, and although we woke up in the same bed together, he went out without eating breakfast.
見ていればわかるよあいつを目で追って一挙一動に反応して別に隠さなくてもいいこんな異常な世界で異常なルールを強いられそんな中で導き明るく励ましてくれる人間がいれば好きにもなるだろうな、いや本当に悲しみや恐怖から救い出してくれる存在は貴重で大切なものだそれを恋と錯覚したって誰がそれを責められる吊り橋効果って言葉もあるくらいだからな
Yo, he literally is like, I'm older than you, so I kind of understand what you think that you're going through, but it's not actually love. It's actually, you're being confused because you're going through a tough time, and it's actually just you thinking that you're in love with someone when you're not. God. It was so sudden. I wondered why he would say that. Maybe it was true. It was possible that amidst my sadness and fear, I sought to be rescued by Akase. I might have fallen for Akase because I wanted to believe in him. But is that a bad thing?
だから言っただろう責められることじゃないし俺は責めてるわけじゃない
The way that he talks to her is kind of demeaning. Do you guys think so? Like, I don't know. Like, personally, I'm not, like, against him. We don't know really much about him in the first place. But the way that he talks specifically, like, he was kind of creepy to her in Banjo's shirt too. I remember he was, like, being weird and, like, kind of, like, purposely flirty and, like, I don't know. just knowing her age and then knowing he's like 23 or whatever, it's just a little uncomfortable. But I'm like trying to see him in like a open light, the same way that I'm seeing everybody else, where it's like I don't want to immediately assume that he's a bad person. I want to see like what makes him tick and why does he talk in this way. Like maybe it's because he's older, but I'm older and I'm not gonna go to her and be like, I think that you have like Stockholm syndrome or whatever and stuff, right? Like, I don't know.
ただ、そうだな。俺との約束を守ってもらおうかと。
Huh?
詳しい話はメッセージを送っておいたから、好きな時に読んでおいてくれ。
What the hell just happened? Futami stood up after he said that and he touched his bangle. I don't know why it skipped that. You're gonna use the messaging app? Why not just tell me now?
お前はあまり聞きたくない話のようだからな。嫌なら読まなければいい。好きにしていいよ。
If the MC does not read what he has to say, I'm gonna lose my mind. I will lose my mind. I need to know. I saw Futami off before using my bangle. I noticed that I'd received a message. I can do what I want with it. I had the choice to not read it. But averting my eyes just because I didn't want to felt like turning a blind eye to my own feelings. I considered my feelings. Considered if they were just an excuse to believe. I sat on the sofa and used the bangle to open the message. Thank God! This is a warning. If you want to get closer to Akase, then you should know more about him. Her text is huge, by the way. Is she like a granny? Like, this is such a big fucking font. A warning. I scrolled without hesitation. First, I think Akase's parents are sponsors. The ending credits of the past episodes had the last name Akase in the sponsor section. It said Kyoka Akase and Shinya Akase. They are probably a couple. I could only find the names, so I purposely put that episode where Akase would see. And after watching that episode, Akase looked nervous and tried to leave with the data, but he couldn't find a way and gave up. He returned it to the shelf at the library and left. I was able to confirm that with my own eyes. Below is a link to that episode. I skipped the link for the time being and continued reading. The family, friends, and acquaintances of sponsors have a high chance of also becoming sponsors themselves. I can't declare that Akase is the same, but there's no proof he isn't. Also, Akase's behavior is a bit odd. He's doing things a sponsor might do in this situation. He researches the preferences of Arcadians. There's a high chance he's referencing that when selecting cast members. He said he's trying to get points to return, but he's spending all his time researching the stream. The reason why he doesn't do more dramas is unknown. There's that, and also how interested he is in unlocking that unopened area. Gosh, I can't speak. Why is Akase so fixated on that? Keep these suspicions in your mind when you interact with him. That's what I recommend, but you be the judge. The message ended there. Honestly, I feel like that's like pretty solid information. Like Futami, like, I think he has every reason to be suspicious. If I was Futami, this is Director Puff speaking, if I was Futami, I would absolutely be like, I'm not gonna tell her, because if she's in love with him, like, she could easily turn around and be like, Akase, this guy suspects you, and blah, 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 blah. And if Akase is the sponsor, then, like, that instantly puts Futami as a target, no? You know? Like, maybe he just knows that she's not smart enough to do that, honestly, no offense to the MC or anybody who likes her, but she definitely probably is not smart enough to do that, so, I don't know. It's a little sus. I turned off the display and leaned back to look at the ceiling. Akase's parents are sponsors. I tried to gather my thoughts about Futami's warning. Something felt out of place. Contradictions, I'd find them. I tried to do so numerous times. I can't find any. You've barely tried! You literally sat there for like 5 minutes and staring at the ceiling and you were like, are there any contradictions? Like, you didn't even look anywhere. There was someone who didn't exhibit any hesitation towards the real form of the Arcadians. Akase. He continued talking like usual, and he even shook hands with them. That would be impossible for me, and I was surprised to see how he didn't hesitate to try to become friends with them. I had also found it suspicious that Akase was so interested in the unopened area. But I put my trust in Akase when it came to that and asked the director to unlock it. He was the one who said he'd save points to return to our world, that he'd stop doubting others, yet he continued to go out at night to investigate. It's not that I didn't think about why he did that stuff. It's more that I realized something then. I had talked to Akase so much, and I thought I knew who he was. I've never heard Akase talk about his family. Could it be because his parents were sponsors? If he talked about them, he'd give away that he's a sponsor, so maybe he thought about hiding it? I took a deep breath and tried to regain composure. Okay, so this is my thought right now, right? So, I truly believe that Akase is not a sponsor. I think that he is too much of like a reactionary type of person to be one. Like, he's smart, but not smart enough to like cover his tracks, I think. And that's just like going based off of what we've seen so far. Like when he was saying that he was a arrogant, subservient person and all this other stuff, like we've seen firsthand that he doesn't really think about like the danger or like the uncomfortability that he puts people through. So I don't think he would be clever enough to do it. No offense. But it could also be that he's no longer a part of his family. Or we don't even know 100% if they're his parents or not. So it could just happen to be people who have the same last name as him. Or they happen to be like siblings, like, I don't know, aunts and uncles that he doesn't talk to. Or like if they are his parents, like he could be, you know, like not part of the family anymore. Like he could have been like, I disagree with you, I'm gonna go and like try to fix this or something. I don't know. There's plenty of ways out of this. If he is a sponsor, I will eat my desk mat. Like, I will be so shocked. I will eat my controller. But I don't know. I don't think he's a sponsor. But there's no proof of that. I couldn't say which it was. At least I couldn't in the moment. I cautiously opened the video that Futami had sent me, but then Bangle rang. Younger girlfriend? That's the drama? Oh no. Okay. Hey, this drama. I did a double take, but didn't see my name. It was the drama that Iochi and I usually appeared in, but I wasn't included in it. But Akase was. I should watch it. Considering that I'd eventually appear in it, I decided to at least become familiar with the story. That was my excuse to myself. As for Akase, he has such an honest personality. I thought he hated lies. But he didn't appear resistant to the dramas. Maybe he actually is the kind that can say things he doesn't mean without any issue. I remembered a particular drama. Yep.
俺もお前が好きだし、一緒にいたい。だからお前のことは絶対に俺が守ってやるから。
Maybe he was able to say that line so easily because of that. It seemed funny, but I couldn't laugh. And we're gonna stop here. God, what a mess. Again, I really don't think it's him, because I don't think that someone could genuinely, like, unless he really thinks that the MC is dumb beyond belief and is not, like, a threat whatsoever, like, to sleep in front of somebody is probably the most vulnerable thing you could possibly do. So for him to sleep next to her and, like, be okay with being unconscious next to her, I think that says a lot about, like, how he feels towards her and stuff like that. That's just another reason why I don't think he is, like, related to sponsor, director, producer, whatever the heck. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I feel like, I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out more about Akase's family, I guess, next episode, possibly, but I think it's gonna be more so, what is this drama about when there's no girlfriend in the drama, unless, well, no, because both of the actors' names were male, right? So I don't know, whatever, bye.